Who needs a script? All right, gentlemen and gentle ladies. Today we're going to be talking about the power of if and when, and how the reason you may or may not be succeeding in life is simply because of the energy you are attracting. Please be sure to stay until the very end of the video. But before we get into this message, I just want to go ahead and take the time and say welcome if you're new here, and welcome back if you're an OG. I appreciate you. We've been growing immensely on social media platforms, so if you haven't done so yet, please be sure to go follow me on all platforms at Timothy Speaks Podcast, especially Instagram, because that is how we are going to reach the youth. All right, we need to get to the young men in order to help them build a fortitude, a strong mindset to help carve them into the kind of man that can lead society. So if you haven't done so yet, please do me a big favor and go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Now, believe it or not, I know that this message sounds simple, but have you ever noticed that so many people on their day-to-day, they just say the word if I. What you have to understand is that when you say if I, you're leaving it up to chance. You're rolling the dice. You're not telling yourself mentally, and you're not telling the energies of the universe, and you're definitely not telling God that this is exactly what you want to accomplish. I don't say if. I don't trust people that say if I followed by whatever goal they're trying to accomplish. I don't trust those people. They're iffy people. You need to get them the fuck away from you very, very far. Okay? Very, very far away from iffy people. People that say the word if and then the goal they want to accomplish. If I lose weight by this, if I become a millionaire, like that's so weak. And you have to understand that that energy not only affects them, but it affects you as well. So if you're around people who use the word if all the time, if I, please eliminate them. Get them out of your life, because that energy will follow you as well. Now let's talk about the power of when I, right? When you say when I, okay, air quote, when I, you're telling yourself mentally that there's no plan B. There's no if, ands, or buts about it. When I, followed by whatever goal you want to accomplish, that makes you get up. It triggers the brain. You may not know, but deep down psychologically, it triggers your brain to start moving in ways that will get you to that goal. It forces you to think. Whereas if you were to say, if I, it's an excuse for your brain to be lazy, right? Because you're already telling yourself that you don't necessarily have to have it. You don't need it. You're just saying, if it happens, I will enjoy it. So the way your brain processes that is like, well, it's an if, so I'm not gonna make this guy, discipline. I'm not gonna give this guy any extra serotonin, any extra motivation, early in the morning to ensure that he accomplishes this goal, right? The energies of the universe isn't gonna rain down on you, and God isn't gonna pick you up and make you go do it when you say if. But when you say when I, followed by whatever goal it is you want to accomplish, my dog, you gotta understand that that gives you so much fucking power. I wish you understood exactly what's going on. Not only are you mentally telling yourself that this is what's going to happen no matter what, you're telling the universe and you're telling God that this is what you want. People have to understand that miracles don't just happen when you're sitting on a couch. That's not how miracles work. That's not how luck works. And luck is always a part of the factor. You have to be in the right place at the right time in order for a miracle to be happening properly. All right. In order for God to see that you need God to see that you're working. You need God to see that you are trying to achieve whatever it is you're trying to achieve. Right. You need God to see that. And then God is going to sit up there. He's going to be like, okay, I see you working. Okay, go ahead. Keep going. Okay, I see you praying and you working. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because faith without works is dead. You know what I'm saying? So God is up there. He's just watching. He's like, okay, I see you working. Okay. Oh, and you praying. Okay. And you living by the word. Oh, okay. And then once he sees that you actually want it, you are in the right place at the right time. And if it's in alignment with your divine purpose, with what God wants of you, he's going to give it to you, bro. He's going to give it to you, but it's not going to happen if you're just sitting on the couch. If you have an if mindset, you're never going to get there. But when you have that when I mindset, brother, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I could write an entire book on these two words, when I. The most powerful words that can come out of your mouth, when I, right? You have to understand that this life that we live, being successful in whatever endeavor it is, right? I know a lot of people equate lots of money, lots of income to success. Whatever success looks like for you, whether that be a big happy family, whether that be retiring your parents, whether that be being at the top of the board when it comes to, your job, your career, whatever that looks like for you, you have to understand that it's all a mind game, right? Mind over matter. You have to understand that you need to trick yourself. You need to, in a sense, I guess, lie to yourself, but not really. What you're doing is you're speaking it into existence in your own reality, in your own bubble of energy. You are already there, right? When I become a millionaire, you're already speaking it in your aura, in your bubble of energy. You already spoke it. Now reality just has to catch up because you're doing the work. You're waking up early, you're hitting the gym, you're running that business, you're going to work, you're taking care of your loved ones, you're doing that day after day after day after day, giving it your all. You're making content, you're posting it across all platforms, and you're asking people to follow you on Instagram because we haven't hit 1,000 followers yet. You speak it into existence. Let me get serious. But no, you got to understand that when you're doing that day after day after day after day, something is bound to happen. Success is bound to come, brother. Success is bound to come. I don't let anybody close to me say if I, followed by whatever goal they are trying to accomplish, because I already know. I want you to take note of this. I want you to do this the next time you hear somebody say if I, right? The next time you hear someone say if I, followed by whatever the goal is, tell them straight to their face, look them dead in the eyes and tell them you already failed. You already failed. It's already a done deal because you said if, so you don't want it bad enough. This isn't your plan A, right? This is just something you hope happens. Hope happens, right? If every single day I day trade, right? Which is a game of probabilities. It's a high risk probability game. And even with that, I vote like I guess to be politically correct, when I'm taking a setup, whenever I'm trading, I say, well, if this happens, I will do this, or if this happens, I will do this. And there's always the likelihood of losing a trade. There's always the likelihood of losing money. But no matter what, no matter how many ifs on the probability side, because it is a game of probabilities, no matter what, I always say, when I generate $100 million, right? And that's the minimum, 100 million. You know what I'm saying? That's my minimum. And then when I tell people that this is my minimum, that's my goal, 100 M's is the goal, 9 figures is the goal, people look at me like I'm crazy. I say only 100 million, only, right? Only 100 million. When I make 100 million, which is only 100 million, right? People say only, yeah, only. But to me, it's so possible. It's so doable as long as God is waking me up, as long as God is opening my eyes and giving me breath and allowing me to walk, talk, speak, and utilize all of the blessings that He's given me. Why would I ever tell myself that it's not possible? Why would I say that? Why would anything like that ever come out of my mouth? Why would anything like that ever come out of your mouth? That's weak. That's trash. And it's evil. It's wicked. It sounds like something the devil would get you to say, because all things are possible through the big fella. So when I say only 100 million, I mean that. And there's not a thought in my head that tells me I'm crazy or delusional, right? And you got to be like that. You have to be like that. And you have to put whatever your goal is, you have to put when I in front of it. When I goal, right? So what I need you to do before I end this video, what I need you to do is figure out exactly what it is you want to accomplish, right? I want to be the best at my company. I want to get my degree. I want to, get my bachelor's degree, my master's degree. I want to, get physically fit. I want to, the blah blah blah, go to therapy. I don't care what it is you want to do, but you write that list down and then you put when I'm the most successful at my career, when I finish my bachelor's degree, my master's degree, when I become the best fitness content influencer. I don't care what it is you're trying to accomplish. But you, from this point forward, if needs to be out of your vocabulary. The phrase if I, people don't understand just how much power that has. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if I has just as much power as when I. You just have to understand that these two phrases are bringing about two completely different energies. I gotta take my glasses off because I don't think y'all listening to me. If I will bring uncertainty, it will bring negativity, it will bring lack because you are not giving yourself this is because you're not telling yourself that this is it. This is there's no plan B, right? My plan B is to make sure plan A works. When you say if I, you already lost. You already lost. So from this point forward, you will say when I. From this point forward, whatever goal you want to accomplish, you're going to say when I. And you're going to attract all of the right energies. You're going to attract all of the right aura. You're going to feel your bubble of energy, your bubble, which is your own individual bubble. Everyone has their own bubble of energy, their own aura. So within your own bubble of energy, you're going to fill that up with all of the God-given positivity that is possible. And then you're going to start walking in ways that are going to get you closer and closer to this goal. And then you will align yourself with whatever that goal is. It's very, very simple, basic math. It's very, very simple. My goal is to reach the hearts of millions and millions of men, to help them get through horrible situations, to help them get over bad relationships, to help them get as physically fit as possible, as mentally fit as possible, to get them in emotional control. That's my goal, which is why every day I wake up and I turn this camera on, right? That's the energy. That's the energy. Every day I wake up, I'm pumped. I turn these lights on, I get the camera going, and I'm going, bro. I'm going, right? Because because when I reach the millions and millions of men and help them, I know that in return, I'm going to be able to lay on my deathbed with a smile on my face, knowing that I made a true change in this world. When I do this, when I. But hey, that's all I got. I just had to get this one off of my chest. It literally just hit me right before I turned the camera on. I'm like, man, let me talk about this because people don't talk about this enough. And I hear too many people say if. I hate that word. You should hate the word if after watching this video. Never say if I followed by whatever it is you want to accomplish. Get that shit out of your vocabulary. But hey, that's all I got. All right. If any of this hit home, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell. Down below in the description, I left the link to my Instagram. Please do me a favor. It's completely free 99, and it's in order for me to reach the youth because that is the platform that the youth is on, the young men are on, and I need your help. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I need your help to help me grow. I'm not trying to pay some bot account, some bot website to buy followers. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be all organic. So I need your help. I need you to go to Instagram, follow me, leave a like, leave a comment, repost, whatever you feel in your heart to help grow this community. I'm asking you, could you please do it? All right. You don't have to, but I will greatly appreciate it. My name is Timothy. This is the Timothy Speaks YouTube channel, and I cannot wait to catch you in the next one. Peace.